Hello and welcome to another exciting permanent ankle shackle vlog. As you can see on my left sole, I've been permanently ankle shackled for 36 straight days. Just a quick background, I'm a filmmaker who's making a movie about a prisoner who's kept barefoot, permanently shackled, and locked in a prison cell for the rest of his life. I am always barefoot, regardless of this project. I am permanently shackled right now with these shackles are permanently riveted around my ankles, and the tools required to remove them have been removed from the property, so I can't take them off. And while I'm not imprisoned in a cell, I am imprisoned in my house since I can't leave with my bare feet shackled. And the purpose of this is to write from experience. So as you can see, I was working in the shop with wet bare feet on stained floors 6 days ago, and they're still stained a little bit. So they're actually a lot darker than this in real life. I use too much light in these videos, so it really kind of dampens the darkness along the soles of my feet. But in any case, I posted a video yesterday of me walking with shackled bare feet in the dungeon, is what I call it, the section of the my basement that's all kind of gross and dark and scary. I hope you like that video. Just comment below or comment on that video if you like it and you want to see more of that. I also got drunk last night after making that video, and I decided to go outside and do another video walking barefoot in shackles outside. I decided I wasn't gonna, I like to shoot these on the day that I'm gonna post them. So yesterday would have been kind of a cheat because, I was gonna use it for today's video, but since it was shot yesterday and, the sole of my foot still said 35 days, even though you can't really see it in the video, I decided to make a music video out of that one. So I kind of just threw together some dark ambient music and slowed it way down. That's at like super slow speed. So I'm gonna do more of those walking videos. I think they look pretty cool, and I do them in slow motion. You can see the chain, the way it moves around my ankles. The one I did last night, I was wearing the shackles around bare ankles like I normally do throughout the day. I didn't even think about it, to be honest, because they're worn around bare ankles pretty much the entire time. Every once in a while, like later in the day, if my ankles are starting to feel a little sore, I will tuck the leggings between the shackles and my ankles, like you see now, but only when I'm really walking and stuff. I don't really wear them like that normally. Like I said in previous videos, they end up pulling out anyway, so it's more of a hassle to sit there and try to tuck them back in every time they fall out, unless I'm really going to be doing a lot of walking, and I kind of just want that added space, or the movement. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, the shackles rotate easier around fabric than they do my bare ankles after they've been riding on my bare ankles all day long and all night long at this point. On that point, I have been wearing around bare ankles for 4.5 days now, so awesome. I haven't had any problems. So at this point, I feel confident that I'll be able to wear them around bare ankles for the remainder of my 100 days plus. I can't help to talk more about my imprisonment at Facility 5. That actually isn't covered under my new contract. My new contract was based on the cell that I was going to build. So technically, after the shackling period, that contract will come to an end because of my new arrangement with Facility 5. And I need to find, I've been putting a lot of thought into it, because Facility 5 is a prison. If you haven't watched my previous videos, it's a private contract prison where people contract to be imprisoned. So they base this, it's based on a 3-party contract. This is how they make sure that prisoners stay imprisoned. So once you sign this, you are legally and bound by the contract to be imprisoned. So no one's ever escaped. No one has been able to break the contract. It's a 3-party system. So I sign a contract with the prison, agreeing to be imprisoned, agreeing to all of the rules and regulations and policies and punishments and stuff, to all the stuff that's about my imprisonment there. And then I sign a second contract with a trusted third party. Now, that trusted third party is the key. You sign a contract with them that basically also gives up power of attorney, so basically they can sign for you. So that really kind of puts them, well, it doesn't kind of, it makes them your legal guardian. I mean, in every sense of it. Legal wise, they're your legal guardian from that point forward. So while you've signed a contract with the prison to agree to their terms and everything, you're giving your freedom, complete freedom, up to your third party. Your third party is legally your guardian from that point forward, and they get to choose how long you stay in prison. They pay the bills while you're in prison, the fees to keep you imprisoned. They also have some control over your how you spend your time in the prison. They can put you in solitary confinement. They can put you on punishment. They can do all kinds of. They have ultimate power basically over your imprisonment within the rules and regulations of the prison. Of course, they can't have you do things that are against the prison's policy. Of course. So then then the third contract is between the third party, the trusted third party, and the prison for your imprisonment. So it's such a strong triad of contracts that they claim that no one's ever escaped. No one's ever broken the contract. Everybody that's been sentenced there, even after the fact that they decide they don't want to be there anymore, there's no way of getting out. You are legally imprisoned there. You cannot leave, and your third party cannot free you either, unless the money runs out. Let's put it that way. So, if the third party pays a year up front for your imprisonment, and you get discounts based on how long you sign up for. So some prisoners they go in and they sign up for a year, 2 years, 3 years up front, because it lowers the cost of imprisonment considerably. But the way the contract's written, whatever's been paid up front, you have to serve. Nobody can free you. The prison will not release you, and the third party has no control over releasing you at that point. If you pay for 3 years, you are a real prisoner for 3 years. No matter how your feelings change, you cannot leave for 3 years. And so that's kind of how it's set up. It's really complicated. So I have to they call it a trusted third party for a reason, because this is someone you are entrusting your freedom to. They will control your imprisonment, and the contract you have is indefinite. So if the third party decides that you're going to stay in there for the rest of your life, you will stay in there for the rest of your life. So as long as they pay the bills, you're in there until they stop paying, basically. So and after a 5-year period, you go automatically to what's called a PID, prisoner indefinite detention, and that is a month-to-month plan. And they open an account, and so basically anybody can put money into that account, whether it's your third party or someone they give the account number to. As long as there's money in that account at the end of each month, you stay imprisoned. The prisoner's not allowed to know how much is in there, so they never know when they're getting out. That's why it's called indefinite detention, because from the prisoner's view, they're in there until they're not. There's no set release date. So, to say the least, the third party in this current shackling contract will not be my third party in the Facility 5. I put a lot of thought into it, and I'm going to go with an ex-girlfriend. I know it sounds crazy, but it's kind of fitting. Basically, I tortured her for multiple years, and I kind of owe her the payback, so she's going to have the power to imprison me, and that's going to, give me peace of mind that, she's getting, something back that I basically, tortured her for years. And I know her really well. I mean, we lived together for several years, so I trust her as far as that goes. I don't think, I know she'll keep me in there beyond my comfort. So, and that's kind of the goal as well, is because I want to reach, the point where I don't want to be there anymore and see how it works, from the point where it goes from being exciting and interesting to being real prison to, enduring that until I'm released. And I have a trust where I'm getting money every month, which is over and beyond what the cost of my imprisonment will be. So she won't have to pay anything out of pocket. She will just take my own money and put it into my prison fee. So technically that trust is for life. So, I mean, technically she could put me in there and leave me in there for the rest of my life, and I would be paying for it out of my own pocket. But that's just how the third-party system is set up. I mean, and there are prisoners in there that have been in there for much longer than they originally planned. And it's just one of those things. But I trust her. I trust that she's not going to just, throw me in there and throw away the key. So that's why I'm choosing her for my third party. And I'm still waiting on the call. I mean, I don't expect the call for some time, to be honest. I mean, it would be awesome if they called me today. But my expectations are probably a few months out, I'm guessing. It really depends. They're going to be putting me in a long-term cell. These are cells for prisoners who are going or have a sentence beyond 1 year, and there are that means that the prisoners in there have been in there for more than 1 year and are probably likely going to be in there for multiple years. So it really depends. I mean, and they can renew their year, so they can't say, oh, well, this guy's going to be out next month, because before next month he could, his third party could pay another year, or another 2 years, or another 3. There are some prisoners in there on the PID, they're a prisoner indefinite detention after spending 5 years, and they're month to month. So they could be, one of them could drop out, but I have to wait for one of those cells to come available before I can be put in one, obviously. So it's kind of up in the air. It's really kind of hard to sit here and wait, but it is what it is. But anyway, I'm like way over my time here, so I'm going to let you go, and I thank you for watching again. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 37.